Good afternoon from Mount Whitney Family Campground, also known as Whitney Portal Campground. I'm LJ with today's adventure stop, and we're going to do a full tour of the campground. As you can see, I'm a little out of breath because I walked up that hill, so it's going to be a combination of walking and a little bit of driving because the campsite is split up into two sections. I believe it's 1 through 38 for this section, and then 39 through 44 in the lower section down there. So we're going to drive that part, and at the very end we're going to take a little cruise right up to the Portal Pond area, which is a cool little hangout spot. There's a pond up there to go fishing, and also there's a little general store up there you can check out as well. Are you ready for today's adventure? Join me. Let's go. And right as you enter off the road here, again, there's only two entrances. This is the one main entrance that leads you down. It's a one-way road, and then it kind of loops around real fast, and then that's how you exit. But this is the information board. Camping fees per night. Of course, there's fees if you go on to recreation.gov, but as of right here, as of today's video date, it is $29 per site, $14.50 if you have the access pass to have a discount. $8 per extra vehicle per night. However, you can park right up there on the road and not pay the $8 and easily just come right on down if you like. And they say you should buy it where you burn it, but firewood here is $8, and I'll kind of show you that shortly here with the campsite manager, that right there over there with the American flag. That's where you can find the firewood. It's kind of on the honor system. There's a mailbox. You can drop your cash in there and pick it up and go. And Whitney Portal Road is currently closed, so in order for you to get down to Lone Pine, it's a little bit of an excursion. You have to kind of go out of your way, so it's probably best and easiest to get all of your supplies. Again, this is as of today's video date. Hopefully by next year it'll be open again. Here's basic information. There's some numbers you can call, even though cell phone service is very super limited up here. You can actually go down the road just a little bit and you'll probably pick up a little bit of cell phone service, but we have our quiet hours of 10 to 6, and pets must be leashed, and yes, you can bring your pets. And they have certain spots that have space for RVs or vehicles. Some are tight, some have more spaces, but let's go check it out. Let's head on down. If you like today's adventure, give it a nice like and thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Subscribe down below because he would like it. And it would also help out the YouTube algorithm sharing this video with many more awesome people like you from throughout the world. Thanks. To get started off, campsite number 1. Pretty large area, can definitely accommodate a trailer and a pickup truck that can stay connected. Keep in mind, there's a nice stream down there that parallels the John Muir Trail. You can actually walk this area from that little bridge all the way up to the Portal Pond. There is a pretty big incline. It does take about half an hour or so to get up there, so we're gonna drive. Right there is the entrance of the road, as you can see. If you have additional parking, you can actually park up there on the road as well. As you can also see, the roads are a little bit tight, so you have to kind of give way to other vehicles that might be traveling the opposite direction. So we're moving along. Campsite number 2. And again, we're expecting a little bad weather, so as you can see, it's a little cloudy, it's getting a little cold. It was in the 80s pretty much leading up to today, which we're expecting a little bit of a storm to come through, so it's going to drop down to about 48, I think I want to say, in the morning, maybe even colder, 42-ish. I don't know, it's going to be pretty chilly in the morning, so we'll find out. But as you can see, they are dog friendly here, which is super cool. Just be sure you pick up after yourself, and that goes in general with everything. So leave it as you found it, or maybe even better. Campsite number 3. What, do you want to stay there at campsite number 3? That's pretty nice. As you can see, a lot of these have a mixture of some sun, some shade, some near the stream, but definitely anywhere you go here on the campsite, you can be near the stream and hear it. It's a nice lullaby at the end of the day when you've been hiking and fishing and doing all sorts of fun activities, campfires and s'mores and whatnot. So again, that's what I was talking about. If you're hiking, you can actually park up on the road there. You do need an overnight pass, I believe, but that's if you're unoccupied, I want to say. I could be wrong, but as you can see, there are fish down there. I can see them. I see 3. I know they're difficult to see on camera. But they have rainbow trout and brook trout, I believe, in this stream. And they are stocked. They're not naturally found in here, as far as I know. But for years and years, they used to be stocked by the old Whitney fish hatchery up the road. But technically, they're no longer in operation. They're more of just a historical sightseeing tour now. It's over in Independence, California, which is about 30 minutes away from here. As we head down the road, this here, campsite number 4. And a little bit longer driveway in this one as well. And again, if we go up and take a look here, there's your bear-proof container and your little camping area right down in there, with the picnic bench and the fire pit way down there. They're all very different. That's what's really unique about this. And on their website, on recreation.gov, there are pictures, but that's why you're here on this video, because they're not very good pictures. And you'll see a lot of these cabins up here, and these are privately owned. They cost a lot of money, and the land lease on these is incredibly long and expensive. So these are kind of out of the question. So no, these are not for rent. You cannot stay in them, as far as I know. They're near impossible to get, but they belong to someone. Okay, that's number 5 over there. It's occupied, so I'm not going to be going on that one. And there are freshwater hoses here, or little spigots where you can get fresh water and connect your hose if you need to. More of it, bear-proof containers. And it's kind of just for washing up briefly there. That's the driveway for one of the cabins, because over here is number 6. And this one is very, very small. So I suppose if you have like a Mini Cooper or a small vehicle, this is perfect for that. But keep in mind, a lot of these sites are a little bit different than others. And that one over there has the barbecue pit, a newer picnic bench, and the bear-proof container. This time of year, you'll find a lot of flowers still blooming, which is nice. Currently late August, and to be honest, you're probably going to watch this in 2024, kind of scoping this out because it's near the end of the season. Campsite number 7, a little bit larger, and some of these are a little more closer together than others. You see another one of those cabins. It's kind of cool being in this little area because it's almost like a valley. See, you're surrounded by these really tall mountains, with Mount Whitney being back there in that area. And you're kind of in this little valley area, which is pretty cool. Campsite number 8. Followed by 9 with a pretty long driveway here. And you'll notice that as I start to loop back around, this is the downhill part, so this is the easy part. But as we go uphill, I'm going to start to get a little out of breath. We are at about 8,500 feet in elevation. Elevation. Well, looks like someone might be there visiting because there's a canopy set up. And of course, on a night like tonight where there's no moon, well, I mean, it's a, what is it called, a new moon. It's just a little sliver. It's gonna be pitch black out here. So bring your flashlights, bring your lanterns. And over here, you'll find number 10. And I like number 10 because it has a very long driveway. So if you have a very long stretch RV or just a combination pickup truck RV, you can actually keep it connected and be able to probably easily fit here. I think I've seen a Chevy 3500 pickup truck and a full-size trailer here, and they fit just fine. Lots of space over there with the picnic table, fire pit, and bear-proof container. However, this one, like I said, does not have a charcoal barbecue. Another restroom right over there. And I'm not going to show too much over here because the families are settled in and doing their camping thing, but straight ahead with this white vehicle, that's site number 11. And on the left here is 12 on the opposite side. Down. Alright, and that is site 14, followed by 15. Oh, does this look familiar? Yeah, this is our campsite. This is one of my favorites, followed by, actually 14 is over there, and then 15. I like this one in particular because the hammock there fits perfectly between those two trees, and it's right next to the stream. You can kind of listen to it at night while you're sleeping. A little rickety bridge here we're gonna cross. Okay, it's not that rickety. It's pretty solid. take a look at that. Kind of a fun fact, well, not only does the John Muir Trail go right through this area here and goes all the way down to the end to Lone Pine, which is a crazy hike. There's actually some that are really athletically fit and they'll go up and down the hill there. But this water, Crystal Geyser used to actually source their water from this stream. Now they weren't down there. It looks like they might have gone out of business, but there's number 16 occupied. But yeah, I don't know. It looked pretty empty when I went past there this morning. So this is number 22. I know it jumps because it continues on over there, so the numbering is a little weird. So you can take a look at the map, but it goes from that number over here to this number. This is a pretty good size where you can probably easily squeeze in 2 vehicles right there. And then you have your area where you can put your tent right up in there. This here is number 17. Again, some of these will cancel at the last minute. That's why if you actually show up, you're kind of taking your chances because there's really no other campsites around here other than way down at the bottom of the hill, which is in Lone Pine. And it's actually, there's a huge temperature difference. It gets really hot out here during the summer. So it's not a very pleasant place to stay in the summertime down in Lone Pine. So this is really the only choice. I mean, I suppose you could sleep in your car if you went up there on the hill, but that's not very fun either. So yes, number 17. This one's pretty nice too. It offers a lot of space. It's a little quiet over here. You're still kind of near the stream, but as you can see, there's a good little patch of dead trees over here. So the Forestry Service came over there and they're just kind of cutting them down and slicing them up and slowly hauling them away. Oh, I skipped one. Let's go back. So opposite here, that's number 18. Yeah, number 18, buddy. Yeah, number 18. And over here, yes, a few of the dead trees as well. So I guess it's that time of century where some of these are starting to die off because these are pretty old. They're very tall. A little smaller site here, campsite number 20, followed by 21, side by side. And more bear-proof containers. And more water. I've never drank that water. I don't think you're supposed to. You're not supposed to clean your fish or wash your dishes there, but it's there, right? Number 24. Not a very large area. Again, I show a reservation, but no one's home. This is kind of where I start to get out of breath a little bit because we start to head up the hill again. More bathrooms. And another water spigot. Campsite number 25, followed by 26. They're occupied again. I'm not going to show too much there. And again, because the numbering is kind of weird, this one here is 23. A lot of space on number 23 there. Followed by 27 on the left there with the 2 vehicles and the empty 28. Actually, there's a tent, so it looks like they might have gone out, but this is a longer driveway. There, number 29, right up in here. This is a nice big one, kind of flat land there where you can definitely put a very large tent. Jumps over to 31 on this side, a smaller one, not as level, pretty rocky. Followed by 30 there, and 32 right there. 33, the occupied one. More bathrooms. And a smaller occupied, but they're gone. number 34. This area is for the camp manager. That's why there's no parking. And again, we're looped back around to where we first came in. Again, firewood. It's got to be kind of cool to work up here, right? Because not only are they working, earning money, but they're camping. Number 36. See, for the most part, they're all very similar. They offer lots of shade, few amenities. Campsites are very well maintained, clean. So after you check out at 11 o'clock, 11 a.m., I think check-in time right now, currently as of today's video date, is 2 p.m. And they clean it up pretty well for you. Good job. Number 38. And that's about it for this section. So what we're gonna do, yeah, I'm pretty out of breath too. All you did was walk, right, buddy? And you're out of breath. So what we're gonna do is jump back in the vehicle and show areas 39 through 44, which is down the road a bit. And it's basically on the other side of the stream. And then to finish off the video, we're gonna head up to the portal pond. Bonus footage. You might be wondering what this is. They're containers that are locked and secured, and they look like they actually belong here and they've been here for a while. That's salt for the roads. So in case they get a little bit of snow and they can't get out, that gives you a little bit of traction to get in and out of here, because you get a lot of snow up here. All right, so we're currently in the vehicle, like I said, because I'm not gonna walk down there. It's kind of a steep hill to be walking up, and it's kind of far away because you have to loop back around, but Mount Whitney itself, minus the cloud cover, should be right up there. And I promise you it is. But let's go ahead and head down the hill here and check out the lower campsites 39 through 44. As a note, you'll find extra parking over here in this area as well. See, it's good and safe. As long as it's occupied, as far as I believe, you're fine. But if it's unoccupied, a little different story. I think you need a permit for that. We're gonna head down to this area. Some of these are occupied, some of these are not. So like that one is occupied. That one, there's extra parking for that one down below, which is number 39, the first one. So as you can see, the parking is a little bit different, just the way it's structured here. So 39 parking up on the right, the campsite down there for 39 on the left. Number 40 is very small. Number 40, you have a room just for a little vehicle there. You do have a barbecue grill and the usual picnic table, newer picnic table. I've stayed at 41 here. It's a little bit larger, but parking, as you can see, a little bit smaller right on through there. This area, I believe, has just 2 restrooms. There's one of them right there, and a duplicate sign of what you saw earlier up on top of the road. And for whatever reason, I guess the piping worked out to where there's just one of those water spigots here if you need to fill a bucket or do some sort of hand washing. It's definitely thick in forestry down here. As you can see, the road is very, very tight. So if you have a camper or a trailer, you might want to avoid these over here. It looks like maybe with the big rains over this season, they had a lot of washout. There's a lot of downed trees and a lot of residue of mud everywhere. Campsite number 42. Right up in there. Yeah, I'm sure this is all flooded in the past rains that we had over the season. And that's a no parking area, even though it's just a little turnout. Man, there's a lot of down trees over here. Trash receptacles, as you can see. Number 43. And the last one right there, number 44. It's my preference to stay at the main campsite up on the road there, the first 1 through 38 that we actually chose. But you know, these are not bad. They're a little secluded, a little quieter, even though you still can hear the rush of the stream nearby. All in all, it's a great place to stay. With only being a quick little 3.5 hour drive from the Los Angeles area, the Mount Whitney Portal Campground is a great place to stay for the family. If you decide to go hiking, you'll actually need a day pass and you'll have to purchase that beforehand. But as we make our way up the hill here, there's really only one way in and one way out. This is Whitney Portal Road. That takes you all the way down from Lone Pine all the way to the very end over here. And at the very end, you'll find the portal pond and the general store. let's head on up. And as a side note, for the group reservations, you'll find those right down there. And those are very large campsites to accommodate large groups of school kids or educational groups or Boy Scouts, other campers. You can find those through the reservation system through recreation.gov. Whitney Portal Road eventually ends right over here at the trailhead. And straight ahead, you'll find the Mount Whitney Trail, the beginning of it, right over there. Portal store here. They have a little restaurant inside. It's pretty neat. You can get your pancakes and sausages, breakfast items, and little lunch items as well. It's kind of hard to believe and really cool that all this water is related. It all goes down to the same stream that is near the campsite over there. Some hikers having lunch. But head on down here. Find a little peek of the pond. Ooh, I smell burgers. They're definitely cooking up some burgers there. All right, and they're a little hard to see, but there's a couple lonely trout in there. There's one right in the center of the screen. A couple over here as well. Looking pretty empty. Yeah, a couple decent sized ones in there, but who knows, it's a little late in the season, so these are probably the smarter ones that aren't really biting the hooks. They've outsmarted the system. So my friends, that's about gonna do it. If you liked today's video, give it a nice like and thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, do me a favor, subscribe down below. Sure helps the YouTube algorithm. Share this video with many more awesome people like you from throughout the world. Hey, thanks, and I'll see you on the next adventure.